Can we see the tattoo? Oh yeah, sure. Well, okay, it's kind of wrapped up at the moment, but it's like it's kind of a snake on my arm. You can't really see it too well. Let me pull up a photo. This is my new tattoo. We see up here, we got a nice orchid, we got some lilies, and then we got the petals kind of falling off and coming down, and then we got this little snake fella down here, and it kind of ends in him. You can kind of you can see it through the plastic, but like I'll show you guys properly on stream next time. It like starts, it's kind of like that's the full arm now. Starts off with my wolf tattoo, down into the orchid lilies, and down into the snake. Yeah, shoutouts to Andre in Sanctorium Tattoo. I think that's Fantanio Tattoo. I'll be putting it on my Instagram later. Yeah, no, the artist is incredible. He's done like, Jesus, like... Well, no, this is my third tattoo with him, and I always get like big pieces from him. Sleeve tattoos are normally not my thing, but that one looks so cool. So it's kind like, I actually agree with you. I'm not like crazy about sleeve tattoos in general. Like just not for me at least. I think they look really sick on other people, but I probably wouldn't get one myself. But with this one, it's not quite, because if you see my arm there, it's not quite a sleeve tattoo. It's like, it's more so on the outside, so like a little bit. It took me over a year to get my sleeve completed because I just can't sit that long. Yeah, I would say, like, I know some people who are like, tattoos don't hurt that much. And whenever I hear people say that, it's always people with small tattoos. This hurt like a son of a bitch. Like, oh God, there was moments where I couldn't even like listen to a podcast. I was just sitting there wincing. Now I sat there for like the entire session, so like, you know, it was okay. I got through it, but Christ almighty, like, I feel like everyone has different sensitivities and different parts of their bodies that are sensitive. I thought like the kind of chunky part of the lower arm would be fine. I didn't think it hurt at all. It hurt real bad. But I love the tattoo. Like, I'm really delighted with it. Yeah, true sleeve wraps all the way around, right? Yeah, right. I think that's it. And then like mine doesn't like cut off at the wrist. At the wrist, there's still like a little space here. I told Michelle this morning that I left a little space so that if I wanted to, I could get a little speech bubble so the snake could be saying, "Don't have a cow, man." She was not. She did not see the humor in my joke, but that's okay. That's all right. It's fine. When my artist hit my elbow, oh dude, the elbow sucks so bad. Oh, I do not like the elbow. I decided not to get a Triforce tattoo on my hand due to concerns about hand pain. Yeah, I hear the hand is pretty painful. The only thing is, like, with the hands, like, there's not a lot of surface area, so you probably would be done inside of 3 or 4 hours. And for me, it's usually past the 4-hour mark that it really starts hurting. Like, that's when your body starts going, okay, no, seriously, we're being stabbed really slowly and gradually, and I don't like this. Does the pain make the tattoo feel like you fought for it? Do you know, I think about this sometimes, right? I think about, like, what if I could just magic the tattoos onto my body? Would I do it? And I don't know. That's a weird one to think about. Like, I know Jake Paul's tattoos. He went to a place where they literally knock you out, and then 4 or 5 people tattoo you at once. So you can go in with barely any tattoos and come out like tatted to fuck. And I don't think I'd like that. I kind of like the slow build-up of tattoos, and I like the kind of... Because I think when you start getting tattoos, you're not really super sure of what you want. And then as you get them and you build up more and more and more, you get more confident in, like, oh, I want this tattoo. Like, I was really nervous about getting tattoos that wouldn't be covered by, like, a sleeve, you know? But, like, now I have, like, you know, I've shit all over my arm. I got this Undertale tattoo. I got this guy who pokes out here. I nearly knocked over my fan. I got my crow here. And now I got this big motherfucker. Knocking someone out and tattooing them doesn't seem legal. They love them. I think I'm gonna have to explain my tattoo to my very Irish mother at some point this weekend, unless my dad's watching this stream, because I know he watches sometimes, and I know he fucking rats me out, you little rat bastard, Dad. So that's gonna be tricky. And I was considering telling her that someone came from behind and knocked me out, and when I woke up I had this sick ass snake tattoo. That's your father, John. Oh, he knows what he did. He knows. John's mom is so Irish that she pray the old gods of the sea. My mom is she's a cool lady. I'm like slightly terrified of her. Like you kind of should be of your mom. Like, she's one of my best friends in the whole world, and we get on so well, and we still get on so well. Like, if my mom was like, do you want to grab a coffee? I'd be like, fuck yeah, mom, let's do it. You know, she taught me a lot about the world and a lot about how to be around people and women and whatnot. But she can still put the fear of God in me like no one else. I remember when I used to live in my old apartment, every Sunday, either my mom or dad would pick me up and take me for brunch, and it was usually my dad. And I remember, you know, if dad's coming, he's downstairs, he can wait like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm finishing up this game. I want to see what happens in this Gundam episode. I'll be down. He knows the deal. It's fucking fine. And I remember once I was kind of just sitting there in my dressing gown, like watching some wrestling or something like that, and I knew it was like time to get picked up. And I knew it was dad downstairs, so I was like, whatever. I was meant to be getting picked up at 11. At 11:01, I get a text message from my mom, and it just says, "Where are you?" And immediately I was like, fuck. And like, I downstairs as fast as I could, getting dressed in the stairwell down the stairs, because I do not want to fuck with that tiny woman, okay? I do not want to endure her small, concentrated, and extremely justifiable rage. My mom's really cool. She was one of the first ladies in Ireland to keep her job after getting married, or at least in the ESB, which is like the kind of Irish government board, or the like government-run Irish electricity company. And I remember she told me before about like how bad it was when she started working there, when she was like a young secretary. And she said there were these 4 guys, right? And she'd come in the morning, like they'd all be standing around drinking coffee or whatever, and they'd all be like, "Oh, look at her, she's gagging for it," like just saying all this fucking gross ass stuff to like just this 24-year-old woman. And she told me how this went on for a couple of months, and then one day she walked into the cafeteria and they were all like sitting at a table, and she went over to them and she said, "Can I have everyone's attention, please? Can I have everyone's attention? I'm just going to read out some of the things that these 4 gentlemen have said to me over the course of working here." And she read out a list, and then she turned to them and she just said, "How would you feel if anyone said that to your daughter?" And they never fucked with her again. And I thought that was one of the hardest fucking stories I have ever heard. That is one of the reasons that my mom is like one of my favorite people I've ever met. Just like discounting the fact that she is my mom and she automatically kind of has to be because she raised me and whatnot. Yeah, she's real fucking cool. Me and my dad are both like just a little bit terrified of her, but in a way that is mostly out of respect. But here's the thing, right? My mom fucking hates tattoos. She hates them so much, alright? And the first time I came home with a tattoo, she made me promise that that would be the last one, which I never did. And she wanted to tell me, like, okay, she was like, "What's the worst thing I can say to John? What is the absolute worst thing I can say to John that will make them never want to get a tattoo again?" And she kind of sits back and she goes, "You know, John, if you get too many tattoos, you're going to look like an English criminal." Like, I just think that is the worst thing you could be to this woman. An English criminal. So you know, God bless her. She's she's the best. Like, I love her so much. I go home every well, most Sundays, and we sit down and we watch an episode of Prestige television together. Right now, me, my mum, and my dad are watching Mad Men, and I swear to God, like, I love going home and seeing them. It's always like so chill and so nice, and they're just kind of she's just kind of the best, you know. She's always been, you know, it's that classic, like, always been my kind of biggest supporter kind of woman. People, I still see people freaking out from the devastation of that comment. Not a criminal, an English criminal. I have a very different relationship with my dad. Me and my dad have been, like, I would say, mildly antagonistic to each other since I was born. My mom always tells me this story, right? That when I was little, I was sitting there at the dinner table like a little baby, and I was eating, like, whatever little stupid fucking baby food I was eating at the time. And my dad used to like it to tease me. Now, so one would think that teasing a toddler is, you know, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck, Dad? But my dad was basically like, oh, he's a very bold boy, isn't he? He's very bold. And this was like before I could really talk. But I stamped the table and I went, no! And my mom always says that, like, that has always been our relationship. Like, my dad will go to the ends of the earth to fuck with me, and it has always been like that. I always remember this one time. I've told the story on a couple of different things, so apologies if you've heard it over the years. But my dad took me up a mountain. Have I told the story on stream recently? Do you have siblings, John? I have no siblings. I have no siblings at all, and I can tell you why that is. My mom's gonna really fucking hate me saying this on the podcast. But me and my mom, way back when, we were watching Desperate Housewives together. There was this storyline in it about how someone got pregnant even though they had used a condom. And the reason given is that because condoms are only 1% effective. And my mom reaches over and she pats me on the head and she goes, my little 1%. And I was like, ha, good one, ma. And then I was like, wait a minute. Was I an accident? And then I kind of like, wait, I don't have any brothers. And then it hit me and I was like, huh. Okay. Oh. But anyway, yeah, so the story, so my dad basically tells me one evening, he's like, John, we're gonna go for a walk in the mountains tomorrow. And I was like, oh, Dad, I don't want to go for a walk in the mountains. Even though I love mountain walking now, but back then I didn't. And he's like, no, John, trust me. I'm going to take you to this burger restaurant. I'm going to take you to this burger restaurant up in the mountains. And they do the best burgers you have ever had. We went up there, and we went on this, like, 4-hour hike. Like, just this long-ass hike. And at that point, like, I was still, like, a young teenager. Well, I was maybe, like, 12 or 11 or something like that. Like, and I knew he was fucking with me. I knew he was fucking with me the entire way up. We were heading up, and as we're walking and walking and walking for hours, I start to believe him. I'm like, is there actually a burger place, Dad? And he goes, there is, yeah. And I was like, oh. Do they serve milkshakes? And he's like, they do serve milkshakes. And like, we're up in fucking nowhere in the Irish mountains, you know. You could scream at the top of your lungs and no one would be around to hear it. Like, that's how secluded we are. So, but like, I'm young and stupid and most of all hungry, and I just want that burger and that chocolate milkshake or strawberry milkshake. So eventually, after like another hour or so of hiking, and at this point we've been hiking for like 6 hours or something, We reach this old, burnt out hut that looked like it had been maybe built in the Copper Age. You know, it's like just stone and like thatch and nothing else. He stops at it and he turns around and he goes, "Oh, they must have closed down." And then this motherfucker reaches into his jacket pocket and he pulls out a single banana. He snaps it in half and gives me half a banana. And then he's like, "Right, better get going. Gotta walk back to the car." It's fucking 6-hour hike back to the car. That's who that man is. And he's always been like that. He just has this weird fucking dry, dead-ass sense of humor. And I think it's probably where I got a lot of my sense of humor. It's definitely where I got a lot of my sense of humor from. I always remember this one bit where me and my mom and my dad were sitting at the dinner table and Valentine's Day was coming up. And he just goes to my mom, "Eileen, are you doing anything on Valentine's Day?" And she's like, "No." And he goes, "Would you like to go to a funeral?" There was an actual funeral on Valentine's Day of someone he knew, and that's how he fucking tells her. But yeah, no, they're both awesome still. Editor Foxcade has met them, as has Wooly. All my nearest and dearest meet them at some point, and they're really cool. Oh, I can show my tattoo now properly. So it's kind of it's got it's got a lily here, and it's got a lily because lilies are my mom's favorite flower, and then it's got orchids here as well because orchids were the flowers that Michelle had in her wedding bouquet. And I'm really happy with it. I love it. I think it's a very beautiful tattoo, and I feel very grateful to have it. How did my mom react? Okay, so she saw the tattoo, and fucking just like immediately so pissed. She was pissed until I said I pointed to the lily, and I was like, "What's this, ma'am?" And I go, and she doesn't say anything. And I go, "It's a lily." And she goes, "Yes." And I just go, "Who do you think I got the lily for?" And I watch her face soften like maybe 10%. 10%. And at that point, she didn't say anything else, but that is the best possible outcome. No, she did not call me an English criminal. I was spared from that, luckily.